Navigating import documentation. Fashion and textiles imports. Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we will be discussing the customs import documentation process for fashion and textiles. Importing fashion and textile goods involves various considerations, including classification, valuation, labeling, and intellectual property rights. By understanding the customs documentation requirements, importers can ensure compliance and efficient clearance for their fashion and textile shipments. So, let's explore the key factors to consider when importing fashion and textiles. Overview of fashion and textile imports cover a broad range of products, including clothing, accessories, fabrics, yarns, and home textiles. These goods are subject to specific regulations and requirements to protect consumers and ensure fair trade practices. Harmonized System, HS, classification. Importers must accurately classify fashion and textile goods using the appropriate Harmonized System, HS, codes. These codes help determine the applicable customs duties, taxes, and regulations for each specific product category. Valuation and customs duties. Importers need to determine the customs value of their fashion and textile goods accurately. The customs value includes the cost of the goods, freight charges, insurance, and any other expenses related to the importation. The customs duties are calculated based on the determined customs value. Importers must provide complete and accurate documentation for customs entry. This typically includes commercial invoices, packing lists, bills of lading or airway bills, and any necessary certificates or licenses. Proper organization and availability of these documents are essential for smooth customs clearance. Importers must accurately declare the country of origin for their fashion and textile goods. The country of origin is the country in which the goods were manufactured, and it affects the application of preferential trade agreements, tariffs, and labeling requirements. Respecting intellectual property rights is crucial when importing fashion and textile goods. Importers must ensure that they are not infringing on trademarks, copyrights, or designs of the original manufacturers or designers. This includes verifying authenticity and obtaining proper authorization. Textile labeling requirements. Importers must comply with specific labeling requirements for textile goods, such as indicating fiber content, care instructions, and country of origin. Adhering to these labeling requirements ensures transparency and consumer protection. Depending on the country of import, certain fashion and textile goods may require specific import licenses or permits. Importers must familiarize themselves with these requirements and obtain the necessary documentation to facilitate customs clearance. Importing fashion and textile goods often involves compliance with product safety and standards regulations. Importers must ensure that their products meet applicable safety standards related to textiles, such as flammability or chemical content restrictions. Certain fashion and textile goods may be subject to environmental regulations, especially those containing restricted substances. Importers should be aware of any restrictions or control measures related to hazardous substances or waste disposal. Record keeping and compliance audits. Importers are obligated to maintain comprehensive records of their fashion and textile import transactions and associated documents. These records serve as evidence of compliance and may be subject to compliance audits by customs authorities. Collaboration with customs brokers. Given the complexities of customs documentation for fashion and textile imports, importers often seek the expertise of customs brokers. Customs brokers specialize in navigating regulations, ensuring compliance, and facilitating smooth customs clearance. Transportation and supply chain considerations. Transporting fashion and textile goods requires careful planning and coordination. Importers should work with reliable logistics providers experienced in handling the specific requirements of fashion and textiles, such as packaging, handling, and tracking. Importers should stay informed about industry trends and changes in tariff rates that may impact fashion and textile imports. This knowledge helps them assess market opportunities, manage costs, and adapt their import strategies accordingly. Importers should invest in continuous education and stay updated on evolving customs regulations, labeling requirements, and product safety standards. This ensures ongoing compliance and a competitive advantage in the fashion and textile industry. Managing the customs import documentation process for fashion and textiles requires careful attention to detail and compliance with regulations. By accurately classifying the goods, valuing them correctly, providing complete documentation, respecting intellectual property rights, and collaborating with customs brokers, importers can ensure compliance and efficient customs clearance for their fashion and textile shipments. Thank you for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more valuable insights on customs brokerage and international trade.